morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, science. This is your fucking wake-up call, man.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Real Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
If you like listening to Space Lettuce from Never a Straight Answer, then tune in to the Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Thank God it's Friday.
And a TGIF to you all. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. My name is Josh Corey, and I'm going to introduce you to some very special friends and co-hosts right here on this little show, starting off with Mr. L.C. King, Lucas King, out there on the outer edge. Happy Friday evening to you, Lucas.
How you going? I'm good. Just sort of get myself sorted out here. I'm doing well. It's been a pretty lazy day. I seem to be saying that more often than not, don't I? But, oh well, it's winter. I'm sort of still getting ready for my spring. I'm still waiting patiently. But, yeah, hope everyone's well out there, and I'll let you get to the rest of the crew.
Alrighty. Well, good to hear you're doing well. Let's say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabala. You might know him as Good Times for All on YouTube and the various other places around. Zachary, how are you doing, my good sir?
Hey there, Josh. Hey, Lucas. Hey, other guy. Not too bad. Needing coffee. I'm just getting to it just now. Woke up a little late. Oh, stayed up a little too late. Not a bad week, though. Made some bread and butter pickles the other day for the first time. It was funny. I was scared to even try them. With all the ingredients that you use and stuff like that, I had no faith that they were going to taste anything like bread and butter pickles. But I took some over to the neighbors yesterday, and they must have been good. They ate like half the jar as soon as they opened it right in front of me. So, yeah, I'm going to try some today, I think. But, yeah, bread and butter pickles are a pain in the butt. I don't really ever want to make them again. But, yeah, we'll see.
Well, bread and butter pickles, I think you were telling me, involve this goofy step that just makes the whole process 10 times harder than it really needs to be.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You have to let it sit there for 3 hours. It's like, what? And there were 4 onions. 4 pounds of pickles, and you need 4 onions with that. Yeah, first time ever I cried because of cutting onions. Never done that before. Now I've, been through that experience.
Yeah, they say gum helps. Holding your breath, they say, helps. Having sliced thousands and thousands of onions in my time, the only thing that I found that even remotely starts to help is an open flame. Is like slicing onions or cutting onions next to a candle or something. Just something that sort of burns off all that excess gas that's in there that's irritating your eyes and your nose. And even that is only nominal. Because you'd almost need to do it like in the pits of hell for it to make any difference whatsoever. But it does help a little bit. Other than that, it's just repetition and practice. And after about 600 or 700 onions, you'd be surprised. You'd just kind of start watering, stop crying when you cut them. The worst is on a slicer, on a meat slicer, trying to do real thin slices of onions on a meat slicer with juice just flying everywhere in your face and all around. There's no escaping it then. It's brutal.
That was my first time. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It really is.
It's not like you're in pain. It's not like there's something, that you feel in your eye. Yeah, they just start tearing up like hardcore. It kind of hurts a little bit. Not hurt. You just feel this weird sensation around your eyes. Yeah, I can't explain it. I didn't like it.
Liz in chat says there's no tears when you're wearing contact lenses.
So yeah, I don't do contact lenses though either. That doesn't help.
Not since I was in my 20s and I was wearing cat eye contact lenses out to the club.
No, I've never been able
Really?
to put in contact.
Oh yeah.
Keep going, Josh. Tell us this story.
I was really into
the Broadway show Cats?
Ecstasy and cocaine, for what it's worth.
Oh, okay. Which one were you? The gray fluffy one?
That's right. The tuxedo. The purr's really loud. That's me. All right, well, let's say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson. You might know him as Flat Earth Head here on the YouTubes. Walter, I know you're not feeling the hottest, but hopefully you're still with us and alive and kicking.
I'm here. I'm alive and kicking and doing okay, all things considered. Folks that may not know, I'm dealing with a tooth that's abscessing and all the fun that comes with that. So, but I have an appointment next week to get it dealt with, and yay, fun. So, but meanwhile, it was pretty bad over the last few days when it suddenly just flared up out of nowhere. So, yeah. But I've managed to do a few things here at the house that have helped keep it under control. And knock on wood, I'll make it through to the appointment. But yeah, doing better than I was when we talked on Wednesday. For sure, I was miserable Wednesday. But here I am on the phone again. So seems to be a thing.
I could feel it Wednesday just by listening to you talk.
Yeah, you could hear the pain and the swelling in his voice when he talked. It
sounded
painful.
It was rough, but it's always good when I'm here. Always good medicine. I see a lot of folks in chat I've been trying to type and say hey to. It's interesting doing this on two devices. So if I get confused, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been good. Liz there in chat was asking about the kittens. Apparently, we're at the point now where I'm going to have to come up with something to deal with the bottom door gap that we have into our bedroom. If I put like a towel on the outside, well, I can't really. That helps when Michelle's in there, but I can't do that when I go in. So when I put it on the inside, that's just a challenge for them. So. And then last night, after we just gave up and let them come in the bedroom with the door shut, Mom was outside the door flipping out because she was separated from her kittens. And last time that happened is when she got her head stuck under the door. So we didn't want a recurrence of that. So we finally just opened up the door and let the whole family in the bedroom with us. And at one point, probably about 2 a.m., I woke up with lap and head and everything covered with cats. So yeah, it was quite a hot, kitten-filled night, but it was love for sure. Lots of love. But that probably is why
you feel better.
That's what I was just saying. All that purring,
fluffiness. You were feeling good.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, that meant every time I wanted to turn over, I had to be aware of them, and it's like sleeping with an infant which you shouldn't do. I probably shouldn't be sleeping with them either. But they're pretty mobile. They're pretty agile. Every time I got ready to shift, I could feel them getting ready to go one way or the other. So, yeah, they're something else for something else. They are definitely distinct individuals. It's really crazy. You forget that when you don't have multiple pets, when you only have just like the one, or maybe a cat and a dog or whatever. But when you have like 4 different cats, dude, it is incredible. The personalities they bring forth. Just nuts. One's the chicken, one's the bully, one's the whiner. So yeah, it's pretty funny. How are you, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing not too bad. Let's see. Still burping and curing the jars. I did last night do a little bit of a bending down of the two girls yesterday. So we'll see if I don't kill them both and muck it all up, as is my tendencies. It felt really bad. I really,
and that's why they're going to be all right.
Did not want to do it to them. I was super, super gentle. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm real curious to see how these two turn out. I may just keep them there and veg for a little bit and just let them get big and bushy.
Right. Excuse me.
So I was putting in the pallets down on the floor yesterday. Sort of finishing touches there until I get my lighting situation solidified. And I put the two girls on one of the pallets. And it just looked empty. So my room that I have is probably about 8 foot by 12 foot. And I divided it in half. So I have one half for veg and one half for flowers. So I'm looking at my small side where the girls are now and just sort of estimating based on the space on the pallets. And I can fit easily 9 5-gallon buckets on each pallet. I've got 2 pallets on my small side with a little pathway in between that I could still probably fit another 3 or 4. And that's my small side. So I'm looking and just calculating, thinking, geez, I could really get a massive just sea of colas in here if I can ever figure out what it is the hell I'm doing. And that got me pretty excited. I was really happy to see the potential there. I thought, well, hell, I could even upsize this more because I'm still sort of confined to the little room that I built. Then I got to thinking about what's on the other side of the walls for the room that I built, which is basically just my basement walls. So I can really upgrade one more time. But at that point, I'm just using half my basement. And I'm just putting reflective material straight up on the basement walls. And at that point, that's a freaking operation. Kallum in chat says I need to sing to them. I've been wondering if I could do, not singing, Jesus, nobody, not even plants want to hear me sing. But I was wondering if I could maybe add a auditory layer to the grow room. Pipe in some classical music or some binaural beats.
Something. Some true solfeggio.
Exactly.
432.
Yeah. And just to pump it in there. Maybe it has no visible effect.
Megadeth all the way, man. You want your plants headbanging, dude. That's what makes all that good resin.
Yeah, you need one with a good kick drum, just
right, exactly.
Constantly just rattling them, getting them going.
Keeps them like on the edge, keeps that sap flowing to those to those tips, all the way to those flower tips. Yeah.
Nothing like double kickers to get you going, that's
right.
For sure.
Little hot for teacher. First thing in the morning.
Right.
No, other than that, things are going okay. I am finding a lot of peace that I'm not finding anywhere else in the gardening, and just sort of being down there with the plants. Here's something else. I probably should talk. I'll go ahead and I think we can get this out of the way in this segment. So the squirrel situation here at the house. We spend easy $100 a month on bird seed, just feeding birds. And of course we have, because we border the woods, we have lots of squirrels to the point that they have trails worn in our grass in the backyard. Trails from the woods to the tree, to the tree, to the deck. You can see little squirrel trails. And they get to the point where you're feeding birds and you might see a couple squirrels out there and you go out on the back deck and everybody scatters and there's like 30 squirrels between climbing on the deck and being on the top of the deck and being under the deck, and they all just take off running. And it just pisses me off because I'm spending all this money on bird seed trying to feed the birds, and these damn squirrels are just coming up and just tearing up bird feeders. Broke 3 bird feeders already in the first 6 months. And you feel bad. I tried to scare them off with the BB gun and shot one in the foot and felt like an ass. So I've not even shot at a squirrel since. We just kind of decided, if you can't beat them, join them. So I bought a little squirrel food feeder and some peanuts and some stuff in hopes that maybe if I can keep them busy with this, they'll leave the squirrel food or the bird food alone and let the birds eat. Didn't work real well. We just ended up with some really big squirrels because we've just been feeding them.
That's what you do. You get them so fat they can't climb the pole.
Well, last weekend, we had a neighbor move into the woods behind us. A red-shouldered hawk. Now, the thing about red-shouldered hawks is that they prefer smaller game. So, it's Friday now. I bet you we could count. Maybe we would need a second hand. But we could probably do it on one, the number of squirrels we've seen on our deck this past week. It's almost nil. Almost completely non-existent, the squirrels population these days. So now, because I'm a big softie, now I feel like shit because this hawk is decimating our squirrel population and I miss all the little squirrels I'd come to have this love-hate relationship with. We had blind squirrels, we had black squirrels, squirrels with dog ears, and just, the little characteristics you pick up on, and you just get used to seeing them. And now this red-shouldered hawk is here, and you hear him out there screaming, and I don't know. Chipmunks are gone, squirrels are gone.
Are they screaming your name? Josh!
You let us down. You overfed us and we can't run away fast enough.
Cries of the squirrels.
Hear the screams of the squirrels, Clarice? Can you hear them screaming? But I figured it was all just a matter of perception, you see. So I've spent the last 6 months thinking I'm wasting my money on squirrels and not birds. Little did I know, I was, by proxy, still feeding birds. I'm just setting up hawk bait, essentially, to draw the hawks into my backyard because we have an overabundance of squirrels. So there we go. I'm stuck with the guilt of having decimated the squirrel population and not done anything about it. And the frustration of having all these fucking squirrels in my backyard. And I don't know how best to balance those two. So now I just go off and scare the hawk off every time I see it in hopes that maybe a few squirrels will be brave enough to venture up to the deck to get some food so they don't starve to death out in the woods trying to avoid a hawk. Wow. Threads in Time says she has never even seen a squirrel. Wow.
Really? Wow.
Let's give a big shout out to everybody there in chat. I saw Brian Gasca in chat earlier.
I haven't either. You know that. It's Australia. Was she?
They don't have squirrels in Australia?
Yeah, we've never seen a koala bear.
Yeah, no.
They're there. You just don't know it. Squirrels own this place, dude. So
yeah, they run the.
They're not in Australia. They're not in Australia.
Liz in chat says a blackbird calls to tell her when a cat is in the garden so she can chase it away. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is so cool.
And it's the blue jays that let me know when the hawk is around. Because they are just like this crazy hawk alarm where all they do is fuck with this hawk. They fly around it, they dive bomb it, they'll pull feathers out of it, and it's all they do. They just circle it and flit from branch to branch to branch, cawing and just making a ruckus. So when I hear the blue jays out there, I know it's time to go out there and try to scare the hawk off.
Yeah, isn't it? Don't hawks eat other birds, or is that just falcons and owls?
No, they do sometimes eat other birds. There's a version of hawk here in Missouri called a Cooper's hawk. Now, a Cooper's hawk dines almost exclusively on songbirds and will completely wipe out your songbird population if you get a Cooper's hawk by your bird feeders. So that's really why we were first to sort of keeping an eye on the hawk to make sure that it's not going to be the Cooper's hawk. And he's just going to spend the next 6 months here dining on all of the birds we've managed to attract so far. But it wasn't the Cooper's hawk. It was the red-shouldered. And do eat some small birds, but I think it's primarily focused on the squirrel population that we've allowed to get big. Big shout out to
down the street.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Ryan Christopher Truther too. Good morning. Welcome to the Ironworx.
Yeah. There was a lady down the street who said while she had it on a leash, a hawk came up and took her Shih Tzu out of her backyard.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that too.
Now, I don't know how true it is,
A hawk came and got a dog in the neighborhood my sister-in-law lives in, which made her start leashing her dog inside.
Whenever Minion's outside, I am usually on his hip when he's going poop. Just because of that, I don't want, because I see him flying overhead. There's some big birds out here. Yeah, that'd be horrible. I don't know if it's true.
It's not a real dog, though, is it? A Shih Tzu is not a real dog.
Well, no, that's more like that's not even a rat terrier. That's
just a snack, right?
Yeah. Minion, he's the Shih Tzu of Shih Tzus, though. I swear that thing. Well, he's been fighting Hank since he was, a puppy. So I wonder what he would do against another small dog. He's got all his fighting skills down for big dogs. And Hank is a big old, teddy bear. He'd never hurt men. It's funny though, they growl like they're like going for throats, this is it, you or me. And they growl. It's funny. I need to record it for you guys and show it to you sometime. I bet I could make $1 million having like offshore betting on who's going to win the fight, Min or Hank. Just hold a bout every couple hours.
There you go. Get them intro music, light shows. Bring them in one at a time.
And from this corner. Oh, that'd be good. So we only got a couple more minutes left before first. Man, this one flew by.
Oh, yeah.
What? Kallum in chat says that kangaroos growl.
Yeah.
Well, what does it sound like?
Like a growl?
Well, I mean, a cat growl and a dog growl sound different. Yeah, give it to us, Lucas.
It's like I think it's like a low sort of rumble more than a. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to Google that. I'm pretty sure they do though. Kallum would know. He's way out where I think he has the big ones out there with the big reds. We only get the eastern greys down here. Although they do get fairly big as well. And when you sort of see them, if you see them up close and you see actually a big one, their arms are, huge. It'd be like the size of my arms. And they stand up and look at you. Yeah.
That one video where the kangaroo had that dog in a headlock and that guy ran up and punched him in the face like hard, and the kangaroo didn't budge. He like flexed up at him. He got all big chested and shoulders went out. I was like, whoa, dude. I would not mess with a kangaroo. And they have
they can
really sharp claws, don't they?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they got some really big claws on, especially on their feet and that, and they can lean back and then just kick really hard, and just as they're kicking, it sort of comes down and it can scrape you. So it does to dogs and things like that. There's a lot of people around here that go hunting with their dogs to, they'll get foxes, but they'll also get kangaroos and things like that. I don't really think much of it, to tell you the truth, but
and they jump.
Yeah,
the big ones, they can do like 30-foot jumps, something like that.
I don't know. I don't know about that big. They'll be able to jump at least 3 meters or so, I suppose, which would be 10 foot. But yeah, it just depends on the size of the kangaroo. But the ones that are really cool that are,
Zombie Snoop in chat says, we need Australian facts every show, please. I have to agree.
What, animal facts or just random Australian
just whatever.
facts?
If you want to talk about the corner grocery store or, the Willy Willies or whatever you want to talk about. Oh, wow, it's break time,
It
guys.
is break time, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we'll get you some intro music and do a little segment every week.
Right.
Righto.
Didgeridoo.
Homework.
Flax from the edge. This is the Ironworx.
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. We'll be right back.
and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day.
Without change, something sleeps inside us and seldom awakens. The sleeper must awaken.
Father, the sleeper has awakened!
Wake up! Wake up!
And welcome back to the second segment of the first half of the Ironworx, right here at Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Josh, Walt, Zach, and Lucas hanging out with you this morning. That's right. It's the Iron Animal Planet right here.
42 feet is the longest jump by a female kangaroo. They only do that when they're in fear, running from a predator or from humans. Yeah, it's about 6 feet, 1.9 meters, something like that is their average. But yeah, 12.8 meters is the longest jump, Lucas.
Whoa.
Yeah, is that not crazy?
My average was somewhat, was pretty
You're
close.
right on with the average, yeah. They don't jump too far, but when they're in fear, they say they get about, the average is about 30 feet, like 9 meters, just over 9 meters. They can clear that when they're terrified. But yeah, the longest one, they were hunting in the 50s. I think it said 1951. And they measured a hop of 42 feet, 12.8 meters.
Yeah, that's singing. They can go about
kangaroo
40. Hey?
Well, yeah, they said 35 miles per hour. So that's like almost 70 kilometers.
Oh, shit, I've never seen a kangaroo go that fast, but they do hook along in the paddocks.
Yeah, when they're terrified, they can get going that quick.
Yeah, but they can average about 40 k's an hour, kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles. It's still pretty quick.
Yeah.
Emus are fast too. They're about, they can probably run a bit faster than that.
Do you guys have ostriches, or are those just Africa?
Africa. We have emus, which is similar, sort of. Just not quite as white and pink or whatever those ones are.
Yeah, I was doing research on it. I was looking into ostriches, and those things are terrifying. Like, you're not out running an ostrich on a bike. Yeah, they'll run you down and they kick you, and yeah, they're mean.
Yeah, but you can ride them? You remember, like in that movie, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time?
The ostrich races, yeah.
Do you remember that? His ostrich was the only one left, and he said it was suicidal, and he had to keep a sort of cover on its head so it wouldn't run off a cliff or kill itself.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Well, that's your next thing after you could do, Zach, instead of like dogs and that, have these tax-free ostrich races.
Yeah. I'd do it.
I'd do it, yeah. I'd ride them.
Give it a shot.
Try it once.
I keep seeing myself on a horse. I don't know if it's the game that Walt and I are playing, but I want a horse so bad. I just want to. There was a guy at Solar Return. He had a horse that was 34 years old. She was blind. She was deaf. He was deaf. And he said she's the reason he gets up every day and still is here, is this horse. And that's probably the reason that she's still here. 34 is old for a horse. But yeah, it's just this bond between them. I think that'd be so cool to have a bond with an animal for that long. I mean, I love my dogs and cats and all these smaller animals, but an animal that lives, can live up to 30 years long. That's like half a lifetime right there with, this animal. Imagine the connection you guys could make. You ever seen the movie Hidalgo? about the guy
No.
and his Mustang horse who won a, it's supposedly based on a true story, but he won a bunch of like long distance type of horse races where it wasn't like around a track, it was hundreds of miles. And these two won everything, and supposedly he went over to Arabia to do some big giant horse thing, crossing some desert, and he ended up winning on this little Mustang. Everybody was laughing at him because his horse had short legs and was small and this and that. Yeah. But the connection he had with his horse was just the coolest part of the movie, I thought. Just this, he would talk to the horse, and the horse would look at him different ways and give him answers, and yeah, it was just really neat. Really made me want to get a horse, but they're a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. One of these days.
Yeah, I like the two-wheeled horses. Because when you say, when you turn this way, it goes that way, and doesn't want to go the other way, or doesn't all of a sudden get a spurt of energy when it sees home and runs like buggery to the house. No, but I like horses. Don't get me wrong, but not when they throw you into a fence either.
Douglas Falk in chat just asked if we were going to be watching the opening ceremony of the Olympics starting in about an hour.
There was one? Dude, I swear, until you just asked that question, I didn't even know the Olympics were happening. That's how out of the system I am. That's awesome.
That is awesome. And were it not for so many Olympic trials being held here in St. Louis, I don't think I would have realized either.
Yeah, I had no clue. Nope, I will not. I will get a play-by-play of all the satanic rituals later.
Well, that's not true.
Now that you say it, I did see that first. Was it like the pogo bounce, or I don't know? Maybe it was the penis pump. I don't remember what they called the event, but like the thing went up in the air for a little while, like 2 or 3 minutes, and then it came right back down and like pogo. Y'all saw that, right? No, that wasn't the Olympics. Never mind. That was Bezos. Sorry. Damn. Oh, sorry.
And
no, but nobody saw it.
Well, it might be interesting to see the opening ceremony for the last one had all the it had the ritual. Obviously, it had the ritual, but it had all like the pandemic sort of stuff. And so, what are they gonna lay out next? Everyone just running out of food or
right
cyber attacks.
Shelf. Heaters on the floor.
Right. We might get the hints of what the next play is.
Yeah, they just turn out the lights. Everybody sits in the dark, and they turn the sprinklers on, so you have to sit there wet, cold, and in the dark. Yay!
Yeah.
Welcome to Japan.
I always wonder, why are we still doing the Olympics? This was something that Adolf Hitler reinstated back into our culture. You would figure people, after, he did his thing, supposedly. But,
prank caller.
Yeah, that the whole rest of the world was like, hey, fuck that idea. We're not doing that. That was, but no, they I don't know. It's weird.
Because bread and circuses, baby. Bread and circuses.
Yeah, it is a good way to get out a world message, like that world brainwashing, the world, whatever, to get the eyes off the whole world on one spot. I think that's why we see so many of these rituals and foretellings and all that kind of stuff, because they know there's more eyes on it. But yeah, I had no idea. I knew the Olympics were this summer. Just in the news, you'll hear about so-and-so time trial cheat, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Sorry.
But yeah, I had no idea they were starting today. No.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
Yeah. And I used to love the Olympics when I was younger. I like the Winter Olympics better, though. I don't know why. I like the Winter Olympics. Well, the Winter Olympics has the gymnastics, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's when they get out there in their leotards on the ice and do their back handsprings.
No, I thought that they did the... I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that the Winter Olympics involve all the cold weather sports.
Yeah, but I thought they did other stuff too. I don't know.
Cool runnings or something like that. Anyway, yeah, it never was like, I mean, the only time in my life I ever got into sports ball or Olympic ball was with my cousins. My cousins both were into all that. Of course, their dad was. My uncle was too. So my cousin played football, so we were all into that team there locally, and then they were all into the sport. I know this was years ago, like so many years ago. Let me think what year that was. I don't even know. I remember like being at their house and being like all excited because it was a Super Bowl and the Steelers were in it. So however many centuries ago that was, that's how long ago we're talking. But same thing, when the Olympics would come around, there was something going on about maybe they were close to where they were going to be or something, and like they had all the hats and the 80s one, whatever the 80, whatever, I guess the 84, 80, I know it's every 4 years, but whatever. Yeah, they were all into that. But it was never my thing. It was just boring. And when they would try to make it exciting, it would just seem silly. Nadia Comaneci, and, the whole like pipe leg thing, and like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, not a big Olympic guy, obviously.
No, me neither. Me neither. I was into. I liked all the skateboarding and BMXs and stuff like that. And Olympics didn't really sort of, the thing it seemed to be.
Yeah, see, X Games wasn't a thing when I was growing up. We had our own X Games outside, making ramps with like 5 cinder blocks and jumping our bikes off up. We were Jackass. There was Jackass.
Yeah. I got
a cart we found in the back lot somewhere down a hill with everybody in it. Yeah, dude, we were fucking Jackass.
Yeah, I used to ride my push bike all around. Actually, I was telling Alex the other day, when I was 6 years old, I got in trouble with my stepfather and my mother, and so I said, well, fuck this, I'm out of here. And I rode my bike into town, which happened to be about 12 Ks. So it's not bad for a 6-year-old. And it went to the toy shop, and then someone seen me on the way back and picked me up and drove me back home. So that was my little adventure.
Right? That's fucking awesome.
No fucks given. Yeah.
It was a honey badger.
Yeah, first time I was grounded, we were doing X Games out front. Made a ramp and wrapped the end of it in wax paper and lit it on fire, and we're jumping through it. And my mom freaked out. That was a bad idea to do right in front of the house, at least.
We always try to take our idiocy away from the house, so that we would try to make the ramps
this was nothing compared to what we were usually doing. This was just a little bit of fire on our bikes. I thought we were no big deal. No, I was wrong. She was not happy. Yeah, we used to make zip lines out in the woods. Just tie a rope up in a tree, tie the other one lower in a tree, and get a belt. We went through so many belts, burning them up that way.
Excuse me.
Did it work?
Yeah, I think when one guy got stuck in the middle, about, I don't know,
didn't have it tied enough.
8 or 9 feet up. We decided to stop, or at least I decided to stop. I never did it after that anymore.
All right.
It was fun though. BB gun wars and all that kind of stuff. My buddy's dad, he used to hit golf balls out into a cornfield behind his house. And he'd give us, I think it was like $0.10 a ball. but there were hundreds of them out there. Pick up a bunch of golf balls on the little dune buggy they had. And then we'd do it like once a week, and then he'd take us out Friday night to an arcade or something, and we'd go and blow all our money we earned.
Oh, that's sweet. What a good setup. Help him out, and he takes you play some games.
Yeah, those are the good old days. When you could actually go somewhere and play a video game because you didn't have it in your house sitting there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You had to go be around other children and, you know, socialize. Take turns.
You didn't know that or hang out at a truck stop, one or the other. Dude, the summer that everything really took off with video games being everywhere, my dad was working a job in, was it Orange, Texas? Yeah, Orange, Texas. We were staying at the KOA there. Shout out KOA in Orange, Texas. Full of peacocks. The park had like probably 30 peacocks just loose in the park at the trailer place at the campground. So that was their thing they were known for. And so like everywhere you went, feathers, birds acting like just ridiculous, jumping on tables while you'd be eating. It was like they owned the park. But anyway, outside the drive-in to the trailer park, there was like a big truck stop because it was off the 4-lane right there to get to the campground. And there's the truck stop. And that when we walked in one day, and there was this big box sitting there with like a screen on it, and shit was happening. I'm like, "What? That's a game. I want to go play it." And it was, dude, what was it? It was Defender, and it was the driving game where you were the little spy dude, and you had to get in the back of the car and all that kind of shit. They had those in there, and that's like where I spent my summer. That like I didn't go to the pool. I didn't do any of the like campground stuff. I was at that fucking campground spending every nickel dime I could come up with to play Defender. I was a Defender lord. So yeah, that was the good old days.
I remember we were up in Michigan at an Arnold Palmer Golf Resort for my uncle was president of the building trades, head of the Ironworkers, I think, at that time, the business agent for him. So he got to go on all these lavish, you know, see these really nice resorts and stuff like that. And after we went, because of my cousin and I, we were asked to never return. Found a video game that if you hit it hard enough, it just registered another token. Like right where the coin insert slot was. You just took your hand and just took your palm and bashed it real good. And the thing was the guy working there showed us this. It's not like we figured it out. I didn't go up and just hit machines to see if something would happen. He actually showed it to us. And I guess we ran up. They had us on video, and there was like, we sat there and played that game like all day long. My aunt would give us each $20 for the day, and this was back in like the early 90s, so that was like a fortune. And we had the room key with, you know, we could put all our food on just the room key at all the different places to eat and stuff. So yeah, we were having a ball. But yeah, they asked us to never return. My uncle was not happy. But, I mean, it wasn't our fault. An adult showed us, you know. I wonder if he got fired.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. You can't show a child that and then expect him not to do it.
Yeah, here's your free game. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was WWF wrestling. We got to be Hulk Hogan and I forget who else was in there. It was an old one, way back in the day. Good times.
I only remember playing Tekken, and then I got it when I was doing a bit of study in that, and I played it flat out. I ended up just clocking Tekken tag, and I was just like, I just kept winning. So it was like by the end of it, I'm like, I'm so bored.
Yeah.
I've sat there for like an hour just flogging everyone.
There was a game at another trailer park when we were staying at another job site my dad was working at on the summertime. That was kind of my summer, staying at different trailer parks in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, whatever. Anyway, they had this weird, I can't remember the name of it, but you were a bicycle on a like unicorn, a clown on a unicycle at the bottom of the screen that you could go back and forth, and you were catching balloons on your fucking hat or popping them or some shit. Dude, we played that because it was like the only good game there. The other one was like a fucked up version of one of the Galaga games that didn't work right. We played that so much, the score would stop being numbers. It would turn into like weird symbols and like the face of the character. We were breaking the game. We were going so far into it that it couldn't even put up a score. It was just throwing symbols on the screen, trying to work it out. It was awesome. So yeah, I mean, any time they had us, dude. Those screens had us from the minute they hit the fucking world. They had us. Yeah, as I sit here with my phone ready to play a game, and as soon as we get off. So yeah, they still got us. Me and Zach on our horse game. Yeah, they still got us. But dude, yeah, I'm gonna go find that game. I can't remember what it was called.
See, I was a Street Fighter 2 guy.
See, the fighting games were just like after the first 2 or 3, and like I played the hell out of them. But then after that, it was just too much buttons, mashing, and combinations that I couldn't remember. And just I got out of all those fighting games.
Yeah,
there was one late though that I played. It was when I was managing an arcade. They had like one that had 4 players at once. I can't remember. Shit. There's too many games out there. There's too many. I didn't play it much, but it was a fighting game I actually played a bit late into the thing.
And I remember when the arcades were all dying, there was one left, Aladdin's Castle in the old mall that was getting ready to shut down. And it had a bunch of the old games that you couldn't even find many places, like Galaga and, the good old classics. We'd go there after school, and it was the only place you could find that was like a quarter a game anymore. Most games are like 50 cents, $1. It was getting crazy, the whole arcade thing. Their last hurrah to try to stay legitimate. But yeah, we would spend so much money just playing Galaga, trying to see who could get the highest score. And my one buddy, I could never beat him. He was good.
Kickman, there it is. Sorry, I'm not muted. I apologize. I was all excited because I found the game. Because like they had the picture of the side of the game, and that's what I remember is that clown on the side with that. Oh, that's awesome. I want to play it now. Flashback.
We're just about done with this segment as well.
Just about to check. Thank you, sir.
Douglas,
sorry guys,
we're getting us off track so much. Yeah, thanks, Douglas.
Totally off track. I was just looking into the chat and seeing some of the games people were talking about. What? Marble Madness, dude. The days I spent playing that game, not hours, days of my life I spent, especially that last level. You know the one, Special K, the one I'm talking about. Oh man, that was a great game. Anyway, sorry. I went back in time. That was also the same arcade at the Watertown in Shreveport that had the first time I saw and played Dragon's Lair, the game where whatever that was about with the knight, and you had to go save the princess, and it was all cartoons, and all you could do was go left or right or up or down, but you could not get that shit right, and it would kill you every time. Anyway, all right, we'll stop playing video games, guys, when we get back from this break. I doubt we will, but we'll try.
Yeah, not likely. And we still got a couple minutes. We can tread water for a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, we can. I know we're just stuck in video odyssey.
You can go to. I just had to repurchase my soundboard, which I guess it's all coming due at once.
Why?
Well, because the license expired.
Oh. I
don't even remember. Maybe 3 years. because it's been a while since I first bought that license. So that might be right. Might be about 3 years that it was good for. And it was $50 back then, full price. Now it's $60. But I got the discount code, the link where I got it for $40. But I've been running the beta version for the last few months anyway, just checking it out to see what was up and coming. So there's no real big changes from what I'm using, other than the fact that now I have unlimited uses. The free version has a little countdown timer, and you only get so many uses before it runs out. And then you got to clear your cache out on your computer and do all sorts of deletions to reset it and use all the free uses again, or just pay for your license and use it, buy it and use it like legally and stuff, which is what I actually did because it is such a good program. I did want to support the developers. So if anybody's curious, head on over to SoundPlant, SOUND, soundplant.org, and check out their little, basically just assigns a keyboard to trigger sounds. So I keep a whole separate keyboard here that I can mash buttons, and it's all triggered via SoundPlant. So feel free to check that out. That's what I'm doing.
You'll have to lay down some beats on there.
Oh, you absolutely can.
See those guys?
Yeah.
Like the machine.
Did you watch some of the videos of people using this thing? It's really cool.
No, I haven't yet.
You're sure that they do some really cool stuff. You can actually get some preloaded sounds and stuff and have your own fun with drums. And yeah, it's really cool. Anyway, this is the Ironworx. Stick around for hour number 2 coming up right after this brief bit of silence, probably. Because I don't think TFR is working and I don't want to talk over the commercials.
Yeah, don't do that because that would be rude.
Morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly. Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand. Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Wake up. And welcome back to hour number 2 of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Simulcasting to YouTube, DLive, Odyssey, Facebook, maybe Facebook. I'm not sure if we're still on. I think we are. Pretty sure we are because one of ours just got blocked last week, maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah. Facebook's algorithms are a little different than YouTube's. They can
Was it content or what we were talking about? Like, did we have a song or?
Yeah, no, it was a song, I think.
Okay.
Or it might have been a clip we played or something, a video clip. I forget exactly what it was. But yeah, they can, it's goofy.
Yeah, that's fine. I was trying to play some things earlier just from discussions and the show and things in the chat, but apparently because I'm having sound card issues or whatever, driver issues, it won't let me share sound. I tried. And I couldn't hear it myself through the phone that I'm on, so I know you guys weren't hearing it because I'm just on the call as a, I'm not in the computer anymore. I'm just on a call, man.
So did you guys hear what the White House press secretary admitted that the White House is doing now?
No.
This is for all you out there that get called a conspiracy theorist all the time and this and that for telling people, hey, they're listening to you on your phone calls and reading your text messages. You're a conspiracy theorist. So all of you that have heard that, the White House is now openly censoring your direct text messages to your friends. So if you are sharing disinformation in a text message, they will not get that message. And they are tracking the people that are... she came out and said this. Now, we know you've been doing it for a long time, All of us with half a brain figured it out a while ago that you're doing this stuff, but now they're openly telling the American public that you no longer have the right to free speech anymore. You don't get to talk to your friends openly about whatever you want to. You don't get to believe whatever you want to. You no longer have the right to believe what you want and share that with other people. They openly came out and said this. That's insane.
That's freaking...
Yeah, they said that.
That's
we've been working with big tech companies. They've said that too, for censoring your messages. We all know that's happening. But these are private companies, Yeah, it's a social media platform, but it's also a private business. They can do what they wish. But the government censoring you speaking to another human being,
that's a violation.
That's a huge violation. And they openly said they're going to do it, that they are doing it. I can't believe there aren't revolts going on right now. It's just crazy. Well, if it starts happening and people start noticing, I could see something happening. Like, hey, did you get I sent you like 3 messages. Why haven't you responded? I haven't seen a message.
Well, they're doing that with emails already, so it's just a matter of time before that sort of, moves over to your phone. But it's...
I mean, if they're doing it live, real time, it's not like, they're going over your messages on a computer later. They're doing it as you're typing it, right before you go to even hit the button to send it. They already know if it's going to be allowed or not. That's insane. But yeah, they're openly. If you'd like to see a funny video on it, Awaken with JP is his name. He's a red-haired guy. He does a lot of satire videos. I laughed out loud like 4 or 5 times during this video of him just telling the government, you shouldn't come out and tell. We all knew what you were doing. A lot of people.
But that's their next step, though. They have to drop
being open about it. Yeah, that's where the fascism comes in.
They're just getting people used to the idea. You got to drop it here and there, and see the reaction, and then wait a little while, and then drop it again, and until people, we've heard that before. It's old news. You know what I mean?
Drop that for me, Zach, in the chat. I mean, here in the call somewhere. I just want to be able to find it for the show notes.
Will do.
Doc Michael suggests, with very good advice, to Ixpe Inye Igpe Atenle. SJ. In case.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Speaking code.
Do you remember that movie, the Wedding Crashers? I got a couple things out of that where it was just like what? Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, they crashed the party of the secretary of something. Like the president's, one of his cabinet members, his daughter's getting married, and they crashed that party, and yada, 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 yada. But the one thing I found that was really telling was the secretary and his daughter had a secret language that nobody else really understood. And that's one of those things that these people have a different world. What if they all speak this secret language, But they were one of the wealthy families of the United States and blah, 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 blah. Had all the big... But yeah, they had their own secret language. That wasn't a language that was taught in schools or anything like that. I don't know why that came into my head. I just thought, that was one of those things where they tell you in the movie without really saying too much about it. But they mentioned it a couple times in the movie. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, I'm going to drop that link in chat for you all, too, that Awaken with JP video.
Allison just did.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Allison.
I tell you what, I was watching that Black Widow movie last night. With,
really?
Yeah, the new Marvels one.
Okay, so real quick, just explain it to me. Like, how are you watching it? On the service, or are you paying for it?
I watched it on Putlocker.
Yeah, I know you're cheating.
No, Alex got it from her sister, so she was able to log in using her thing.
Because here's the deal. We have the provider that provides the service that now owns all the fucking Marvel shit. That's where all the shows are showing up. That's where all the new Loki and Captain America show and all the old the old movies and the legacy movies and all that stuff is now on Disney, whatever the fuck it is, Plus. Yeah, we pay for that crap because she's got things in there she watches, and that's fine. She likes it. She can pay for it. That's great. We went to watch that movie when it came out. We have to pay an additional amount for the movie. Are you ready for this? $5? No. $10? Haha. $20? You wish. $30 fucking dollars to watch a movie on a service I already pay a monthly fee for. What the actual fuck?
Monthly fee?
No, it's
I
an
think
additional
that was to get
fee.
Well, I mean, how much was it? Like $11 a month to get it, or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's 10 or 15, but for an extra $30, I have to pay to watch that fucking movie, or go to the theater and pay 12 or 15 or whatever it is. Yeah. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? I was like, please, when you're through with this series, cancel this service because I'm over that shit. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead and tell us about the movie, man. When you said that, I was like, oh yeah. Triggered.
Time to rant.
I got triggered right at the start of this movie. Like, it set me off like from the beginning because there's just a scene in there where they're basically, taking these children and then, loading them up, and it was, you sort of get the gist of, especially with, some of the more serious things that go on in our world, but. And then they're playing a slow version of "Smells Like Teen Spirit" over the top of it. I'm just like, it left
First time I heard the words to that song, I was amazed.
It left a really sort of. I'm like, this is some really twisted stuff they're putting out. Like it was. From the rest of the movie, I couldn't really sort of, concentrate and get into it at all because it was actually.
Yeah.
You want to start on that. You want to start on that note and make the whole thing, put it in that vein, and I knew exactly what they were talking about, and let alone coming from a company like that. I mean, that was just, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to know what to say when you come across something like that and they're sort of putting it in your face.
It's Disney for you.
Yeah, shout out Tommy, that flat fellow, giving me the glasses, trying to calm me down. Thank you so much, Tommy. I just went back to chat. Sorry, guys, I got out of there for a minute because I'm on the phone. It gets a little confusing when it's early. Sorry. Oh, a double's of glasses. Thank you, sir. I probably need both pairs. Thank you. And if I missed any others, guys, I'm sorry. Let me scroll back up because I definitely am not even playing in chat like I should. Sorry. Multitasking. Not my strong suit. Yeah, that's pretty twisted, man. Twisted shit. Oh my god.
Last time we spoke to David, did we talk about his new thing he was going to add to the app?
I don't think we did.
Finder?
I don't think we did.
Yeah. Or was that off the air? Well, I know we talked to him on and off the air. Yeah.
You know what? You're right.
It was off the air.
It was off the air.
Okay,
he
well,
was talking about it
everybody
in chat the other day. He was saying he was testing it, I think, the other day in chat, maybe. That's where I saw it when he popped in. So, yeah.
Yeah, there is a huge game changer coming, folks. This thing is going to be awesome. I don't want to get too much into it because I know David hasn't really released it yet, but I am currently one of the beta testers for it. I think I saw Josh on there as well.
Indeed.
And a few others, but it is so cool. Yeah, this is going to change so much.
Oh, I forgot.
For reaching out and seeing other flat earthers, how many are out there and how many are living around you and this and that. And yeah, this is going to be very, very cool. He said it's going to make lots of babies. That's his goal. This app is going to.
When he said that, I was thinking of those old car commercials, when the car's moving and stuff like that. I was like, yeah. People just meeting up.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool. I think he said in a couple weeks it should be ready to roll. Still working out, kinks and bugs and stuff like that. But yeah, I got on it. It worked right away. It was, yeah, this is going to be neat. This is going to be really neat. Great addition. Can't wait till y'all get to see it. It's going to be a game changer. It really is.
Now, to be fair, we had this idea 5-6 years ago. This was one things I really wanted to get on our website when we first got a website. Was this very idea?
Actual developer we hired with the intention of implementing this very idea.
The exact fucking idea. It's hilarious. And we were going to try to get it on the AE map, though, but yeah.
It was too early. It was way too early. We were ahead of our time, as we always are. I'm always ahead of the curve. But yeah, it was too early. People were still too paranoid. Hell, none of us were even hardly putting our videos on at that point. So shout out John Savage. But anyway, yeah, definitely, it was too early.
You should have had it as a patent pending, though, Josh.
We all Yeah, we should have, but hey, you live, you learn. Hopefully, we'll get some cut back from the. Oh yeah, Dave. Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. And we polled people. We talked to folks. We had like big Facebook. I mean, well, some people had big Facebook groups going, but we had big Twitter groups going, and we kind of talked to all those people in all those groups. And as I said, nobody was even sharing the cameras or pictures. That was probably not the group of folks to ask, "Hey, would you put your location on a map if we had that on our site?" Yeah, so we probably should have polled a wider audience, maybe.
So yeah, exciting times coming up ahead. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how many people are close by. I remember right when we were leaving Denver, I have a bumper sticker that says it's flat, and it shows a picture of the horizon with the sun setting behind it. And I had it parked on the street for some reason that day. I forget what I was doing, but when I went out to my truck the next day, there was a note tucked underneath my windshield, and all it said was, "It is flat," and I had a smiley face. And a couple of days later, the guy came back down, started talking, been a flat earther forever, knew who Bob was, and ended up helping us move. It's kind of sucked because we only got to hang out with him for a few days. But yeah, he was all about flat earth. It was... So yeah, they're right down your street. I would bet money that they're right down the road from you. And you guys don't even know it. Because a lot of people, they don't talk about flat earth. Because they don't want people to think that they're crazy.
Some people don't want to get on a show at 4 a.m. and talk to people about it, or get in the groups and get censored or become, misinformation agents or whatever. I mean, truly, you saw the size of this town, Zach. For me to have come across 2 separate people walking the streets, not like in a group of folks I know, third hand, 2 people over, Kevin Bacon removed, whatever, just random people that I came across. And as the conversation developed, it's flat as fuck. And like, oh, are you kidding? So yeah, people, they're everywhere. If I found those 2 just randomly, and that was back when I really was walking the whole town a lot more than I do now. So shout out, by the way, to JW, if you happen to be listening, brother. I know you're out there. I still have the phone that has your number. I will somehow find a way to get this phone working again, because there's other people's numbers I lost on that phone I need to get back. For sure. And then also shout out to J Love, who may or may not be listening this morning. So that was my little shout out. And Sea Salt, if you're there, my friend. Good one for you. All right, that's it. All the personal shout outs are done. Oh, and to our 2 thumbs down that I got back to the chat now and saw. Shout out to y'all.
Hey, we missed you guys.
Much appreciated.
It
was bad. I know I felt bad last week when that wasn't popping in every day. Wow, man, there's all kind of folks in chat now that I haven't said hey to. All right, I'm going to start typing, because it'll turn into romper room if I start saying, I see Billy and Susie and Joey, Karen and Saab. No, I'll be there in a second.
Big shout out to Karen B in chat.
I want to show this. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, if you'd like to meet Karen in person, she will be at Flattoberfest. That is October 23rd and 24th in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Tickets you can find at flatearthfestivals.com. It's going to be fun. That's it. Just a little plug and shout out. What were you saying, Lucas?
What was I saying? I was basically going to talk about this picture that Kallum sent me. I don't know if you can get it up on screen. I know it's not very good for radio, but
yeah, man, basically, say, get that on the radio. the picture up.
get that picture on the radio.
I'm over here trying to play videos. What am I saying? So yeah, go ahead.
So it sort of falls in line with the stuff I was saying about the using the electricity over the top of the plants and having the wires and actually being able to increase the plant growth via this increase in voltage and changing the voltage and changing the frequencies and things like that. And basically what the picture is a similar sort of idea, but it's got a group of people sitting there like it would be a chandelier over a table. So it's just interesting to sort of make that comparison is, did those old chandeliers or things like that actually have a similar effect to what this thing electroculture is doing to the plants? So just another little idea to put out to everyone to have a think about.
There, I got that picture up and shared for everybody to see.
Yeah, it would make sense.
As we all
They have
picture. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Why they have the crystal chandeliers and why they would go through that much, so much stuff we think is just for decoration. When in reality, all this antiquitech, it had a purpose. They didn't, they didn't design things to be beautiful, but they also knew how to, manipulate these electric forces and all this energy and channel it through the buildings so it could get to you. And I think, chandeliers, that makes so much sense.
Absolutely. Well, think about that feeling you get when you hang up like a beautiful little crystal thing in your window and it starts throwing the little rainbows around your kitchen or wherever you've got it. And it's nice, cute little rainbows, but that shouldn't bring that feeling it brings, or it does for me anyway, that feeling of just like, I don't know, awesomeness. I have almost like the window in the kitchen's got a thing. The window in here has one, but the blinds make it hard to see sometimes because the sun just beams in here if I don't keep the blinds closed. But yeah, I love having those around for that very reason. Just something about that fractured, fractalized, changed light just feels good. So yeah, holy shit, I can't believe we haven't ever thought of this next step. That's awesome.
So the other thing about it is when you're looking at the electroculture, when I was looking through that on Rex Research, I came across stuff where they were actually testing an increase in growth via mercury lamps. So there's that there as well, where you see mercury turn up once again because a mercury lamp will put out UV light as well, but they were increasing the plant growth with these mercury lamps as well. So yeah, that picture is, or the system that's called an air ionizer is basically called a chandelier as well. So
is there any talk of sulfur bulbs before the 90s, like in any old writings that you know of, Luke?
I haven't seen any. That's probably a good one to actually look for.
Yeah, they have to be aware of that, since it puts off every spectrum of light, just the same spectrum that the sun does. The sulfur, when you get it to illuminate.
I know they had the carbon ones. I think it was like carbon, which were really high voltage. And also Kallum said that those old chandeliers had mercury balls as well. So, this is that. It seems like the same technology, just applied, to our health, basically to increase our health and increase, overall, how we feel. And so a completely different society to what we have now, where they don't focus on health at all. The complete opposite of health is what they're promoting. So yeah, stark contrast. It's hard for us to get our heads around it just because of that factor alone. Everything was done to it wasn't focused on money as such. If you focus on health, everything else would naturally fall into place, in a sense.
Yeah, I've been saying it for years now. If there was no such thing as money, not going to Bitcoin or going to gold and silver or no, there is no money. We're just going to build good quality stuff, and if you need one, you get one. It's that simple. I mean, we could have it to where everybody that wants to work would only have to work like 4 hours a day, and all the shit would get done that we're getting done right now, and it'd get done better because you actually have people that want to be there and contribute to society.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might take a little while, but people are going to figure out, hey, if I want things, somebody's going to have to do it. And I guarantee there's enough people out there that would say, hey, I'll do it. I don't care if those people aren't working and are just sitting on their ass doing nothing. I'll do it.
Well, if you like doing stuff, I don't care how many hours it takes. If I'm doing my music or whatever it is, or, even being on this show, I mean, we're not getting any money for that. So, you just do it. It's not really.
But there's stuff out there nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to.
Hey, have you seen all the super chats?
Right. Shut up, Tommy. Don't listen to Lucas. We love you, Tommy. We appreciate you.
Damn it.
Sorry, Tommy.
Last week.
Oh, yeah.
We got 10 seconds, fellas. We're going to bounce out of here for the fourth and final segment just any second now, even though there's no commercials. I don't want to talk over them on TFR. It's unprofessional. So I suppose we'll stop it. We'll be right back. Fourth and final. Coming up. Stick around. Welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the Ironworx, kicking off right now. That was the Reactant remix.
Perfect timing.
Well, luckily I have the waveform on that sound plant, sound trigger, so I can see exactly when to mash the next button and when not to. So the timing worked out well. Although I do maybe need to.
The goat goes wild.
I might need to speed that goat up just a little bit to fit it in that little pause. But I think I can do it. So thank you so much, Lucas. That is an LC King original reactant. I think we had somebody in our comment section on YouTube asking about that badass guitar riff.
Right?
I'm pretty sure that's what that was reactant. So I need to go ahead and respond to that comment. Shout out to everybody who comments on our YouTube videos. I do see them. I try to at least give them a heart and a thumbs up, if not respond.
I do as well when I do get over there, because now for some reason I'm suddenly getting the notifications again for our channel when we get those. So who knows? Who knows? Hey, Zach, thank you for clearing that up in chat. There was a slight bit of confusion. Our buddy Matt Pieman was talking about meetup in there in Colorado and getting it promoted on his channel. Thank you for that, friend. And I was a little confused, but Zach cleared it up. Apparently there in Denver, Colorado, there is a meetup the first Wednesday of every month at the Goose Town Tavern. So definitely, if you're in the area close to it, make the drive, walk, fly, coast in, grab your skateboard, your hoverboard, whatever it takes to get over there, man, and go hit it up for sure. Thank you for letting us know about that, and completely had me lost for a few minutes. So thank you.
Yeah, the owners, managers, most of the people that work there, all flat earthers. Really cool bar. It's one of those bars you walk in and sit down and you're just looking around the walls and you're like, wow, this place is cool. Yeah.
Right. That's what's up. And then shout out our buddy Horry there in chat suggesting a meetup there in New Orleans. We had that was a while back, like 2 years back, I think, where we had a little meetup there at the base of the bridge in New Orleans, trying to get some footage across the Lake Pontchartrain, which you could barely see the buildings there. Couldn't get the beach line like you can most days, 28 miles across that curved water. But anyway, we had a great time there, but we didn't do it downtown, and we didn't take it, to the streets like we definitely could in New Orleans. So, of course, that being said, I think they're discussing possibly, or actually, I think they did just pass a new mandate, quote unquote, not a mandate, what's the other one? What's the other shit they can't make you do? Advisory. So yeah, apparently for the new idiot variant or whatever they're calling it, the Delta, Vanta, Gamma, Lambda. That's it. There's masking apparently in New Orleans. So yeah, not required though. Apparently by establishments' discretion. So who knows? Who knows anymore? The only reason I even know is because my in-laws are doing their final of all time MechaCon this year, which I haven't even told anybody about. It's actually occurring as we speak. It starts today. So if you're an anime person or into any of the culture surrounding that, go look up MechaCon and go see what it's about. Go check it out. I haven't been in years, just not my scene, but I know our good friend, the Alan Holman, line producer extraordinaire, would definitely be excited. But yeah, they're having their big final one this weekend, and they were afraid that the mandate possibility would blow it all up as they're trying to get their last one out there. So shout out to the man himself that you must have summoned him by speaking about him there. Dave is in chat talking about knowing where all of us flat earthers are hanging out. Yes, Agent David, we understand that.
Yeah, I cannot wait. This is going to be so awesome. Game changer. Going to make lots of babies. Lots of flat earth babies. I was thinking about that. You know, because a lot of people like to, as they're growing up, they hit those teenage years and they revolt against what their parents do. So how do you go about it? I guess not. I mean, I never grew up and was like, the Earth's flat because my parents think it's a globe. You know? So I think some things you can get them.
Well, that's because you didn't know you could rebel against it. If you knew.
Yeah, true.
If I knew,
So, yeah.
I would have been a flat earther like way back in. If I knew, I would have rebelled for sure.
The ultimate rebellion, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a game changer for sure. It's working well already without, you said there's still bugs and stuff they're adding to it and making sure everything works, like a fine oiled Swiss timepiece. But yeah, get ready, folks. This is going to be awesome. We're going to get to watch the world change color right before our eyes. Because all these dots start appearing all over it and just cover the maps.
It seems to remind me of that X-Men,
Mm-hmm. When Xavier's looking at all the mutants.
Yeah. You got mutants versus humans.
Yeah, you're not alone. These are all the mutants that are out there, and Wolverine's just like, holy shit.
I'm pretty sure we're the humans in this circumstance, though, right?
Good stuff. All right, we got, about 20 minutes? I wanted to bring this up. NASA, the InSight lander, gives first look at Mars's interior, yielding a big surprise.
Hold on. Good morning.
No.
So I got to tell you something. We've been testing it out. Zach and I were using it, and I had Just Jack is on, and other people. It is very Big Brother-ish. Very Big Brother. I have a friend who lives in Arizona. She tested it. I've never seen her house before. Now I know her house. Now I see her house. I'm like, it is very Big Brother-ish. So the biggest feature I'm having is called City Center, where you can choose, hey, I want people to know exactly where I am. I'm at the little pub, whatever. I want people, hey, I don't want them to know exactly where I am. Some people I don't want people to know where I live. So you put it on City Center, your dot goes to the city center that you're in, which is probably good enough for most paranoid people. But if you're really paranoid, just turn it off. There's a little switch on it. Turn it off. So, you're home, turn it off. That's fine. And then you go out and you go to the whatever. You guys were just talking about some bar or something where there's all flat earthers. If I was in that town, you wouldn't even have to tell me. I could find it myself.
Yeah, that's going to be so awesome, dude. Yeah, I thought there was a flat earth meetup going on already with all your programmers over in India. I zoomed in.
Yeah,
it's like one dot turned into 7 in this one place. Holy shit, we got a meetup already. Yeah.
And because, you can't make the dots too small and you can't make them too big or they just cover everything. So I think I got the dot the right size, but you'll zoom in. But on the proximity locator, you can say, okay, 5 miles, 5 what is in kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10, 50 kilometers or 500 feet or 500 meters. It'll draw a circle around you and it'll tell you how many dots are there. Now, if there's only 3 or 4 flat earthers around you, you'll see those dots. But if there's 20 or 50, you might only see 3 dots depending on the zoom level that you're at. So the circle will tell you, hey, there's 50 flat earthers within, 50 meters of you or whatever. So that you kind of know. You'd probably be like, no, I'm at a meetup. Duh.
So when are you projecting it to be? I heard possibilities of you unleashing it live so we could watch the whole planet.
I was thinking of doing it live, depending on the day that it's ready. And I gotta in the Google Play. I think you just have to upload it, and then it's live in an hour or two. Apple sometimes takes 24 or 48 hours, but I think I could upload it to Apple and say, approve it, don't release it, let me release it. And then I was thinking if we did a live stream and then I turned it live and people could like jump on and call in and we could watch all the dots start appearing. Because I just did the test yesterday and it was fun enough to see like 8 people across America jump on. I think it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just seeing all these dots. It's going to give everybody this great, overwhelming amount of just hope and, just, wow, they're actually out there. It's not, you're going to get kind of like a count almost.
Yeah. I mean, think about
Yeah, you would see the one flat earther in Edenhope.
That's you. You can get the app for the rest of your family. That way you'll look like you're having a meetup all the time. I just think it's going to be so cool. Like there's, people love these meetups because we're around other people, Zulu one kind of, he says it like we all feel like he can't wait for Flattoberfest. He's probably already scouting out Spartansburg already. And it's because being around other flat earthers is such a great feeling. Well, imagine like you're feeling lonely, isolated, wherever you are. And I would say that's probably 85-95% of flat earthers. You turn it on, you're like, there's 5 other flat earthers in my town. There's 50 other flat earthers in my town. And then you could message hey, yo, I'm going over to, the little pub, and boom, instant meetups.
Dude, there's going to be so many flat earth meetups happening because of this app. Yeah. And
it's just going to be every day, everywhere.
Every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
People could have flat earth meetups literally every day. If you travel a lot and this and that, because they're out there everywhere.
So
have you noticed Witsit is coming across more and more flat earthers?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking for Witsit, it would be great because hey, Witsit's coming into town and you've kind of been waiting, you've been working, whatever. You get out of work, you're like, hey, where is he? Bam. Oh, he's on the left-hand side of Washington Square Park. Bam. You can go find him. Right? Did I lose you?
Oh no, we're right here with you, bro.
Yeah,
we're just thinking about hanging out with Witsit. That's all.
I hung out with him for 3 days. It was kind of fun.
All right, so now we got you here, and we only have a few minutes left here. I do see some talk in chat about the other side of this thing, and unfortunately, there is always 2 sides to every coin. Well, a friend, I'm not going to call names, in chat apparently has had some issues with stalkers, multiple. And I know that has been a thing that has happened in our community early on. It actually affected some members of friends of ours and things like that. So it's a thing. It has happened. Other people in the world have had, organizations literally coming to their house looking for them and things like that. So there are people who don't want their information out there, and unfortunately, that is part of our community.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Here's the answer. The answer to that is 1, don't put your real name first. The people that are harassing you, they don't need the app to find you. Okay. The people that you're worried about, they don't need the app to find you. They already know where you are.
They're censoring your instant messages to your friends. They don't need this app.
So they're already on it. For those people that are afraid, just keep it on City Center, or especially when you're not using the app, just flip the switch. It's off. You're off the map, and
I figured you
can't see where anyone else is.
That earlier. Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out. No, you're 100% right, and that's why I didn't do this a year ago, because it was like. It was like, wait a minute, I was like too Big Brother-ish. Right. I thought about it. Listen, the people that you don't want following you, they know, they're listening to you. I'm not listening to you. I'm not even following you. Just change your name, put it to City Center, and turn it off. Only put it on when you're going out looking for other people. That's fine. I think that the vast majority of the users won't give a shit, and they'll just keep it on because they want to meet people. They want to be contacted. Also, the messaging You can block people if someone like sends you like a shitty message, block, or you can turn off messaging so nobody can message you. Yeah. Yeah. No messages, no alerts, no nothing. You can just turn it off, use it when you want, use it when you're traveling, use it when, you might be like at a hotel and be like, hey, there's other flat earthers in this hotel. Hey, I'm down at the bar, flat earth, come say hi. Bam. Bam. I think it's a game changer. Just, you know what, the last thing that I'm going to go is when Zach installed it yesterday, he was just like, holy shit, this is fucking great. It just, his excitement, I was like, yeah, it's more exciting than I thought it was. So,
yeah, I think I told you like 2 or 3 times, dude, this is just fucking awesome.
Right. And I'm playing catch up. As you know, I was pretty much out of it yesterday. So I just now am seeing all the back chatter there. I'll see if I can catch up later after the show.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it because I'd be interested to see if there's any more, locally or in towns near me that actually pop up. I'll be like, look, yeah, go and hang out with those dudes.
There you go. That's what it's all about. And then when you get flat earthers together, you know what they make? More flat earthers.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, I just wanted to point out that when I turn my visibility off so others can't see me,
you're still there. You're still there. That's why it's not rolled out yet. When you turn it off, when we're done, you'll disappear right away.
I was noticing that other people disappear.
Oh, everyone disappears. If you turn off your visibility, everyone else is off. It's not fair to be able to watch other people and no one see you. So the best that you can do is go city center and then watch other people.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right.
So people that are like, heckling you or whatnot, you can.
Yeah, and then also if somebody messages you, you can click on their chat head icon and it'll show you what dot they are. If someone's messaging you, they get to reveal their location.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's trade-offs with, showing who you are. Cool. That's really good.
Yeah. So it's listen, if you're more paranoid than that, you shouldn't have a smartphone or live in this society. you should go live on a farm in Australia. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind.
Well, it's no worse than the fucking QR codes that they try and make us go into in every bloody shop. So
I don't know. I got a couple friends. I think they're in Brisbane, Australia. I don't know.
Brisbane.
I'm so Brisbane. They're a family. It's the guy that does my Trump impersonations. Him and his family. They have not done the barcode or worn a mask, and their kids are. They're saying it's pretty brutal out there right now.
Yeah, I think it's getting worse. And I think they're starting to employ people to make sure you're scanning as you're going into shops and stuff like that. So that's what I'm hearing along the grapevine. But checking that you're signing in.
I have a great sign I'm putting on my door. Unfortunately, I would send you one, but it's useless for you. It says, due to the high cost of ammunition, I could no longer afford a warning shot. Thank you for your cooperation. Kind of useless for you, Lucas.
Well, we are still allowed guns, but
okay,
they're just not semi-automatics. That's all.
Oh, okay. I thought you had no guns down there.
No, we've got single shots and things like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Still do something.
So you really don't have time for a warning shot anyway.
I guess.
No, you only got 2 shots, so you want to make sure, the worst one is to help you line up, and second one's make sure you're on the target.
You have to have the crossbow first, the silent shot. That way you don't alert the others that you're shooting.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the bow and arrow or the crossbow for sure.
Nice. All right, guys, I'll let you get back to what you're doing. I gotta get moving.
Thank you so much, sir.
See you guys. Thanks. See everyone. Bye.
Thanks,
Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Guys, if you're not aware, deep inside the rabbit hole, I mean, my goodness, where have you been for the last 5-6 years? Go there now. Go get this out. And then the new one's on its way. You just heard it. I'm
In all
excited.
that, Dave never mentioned the name of the app. Come on, David.
I was
know
waiting for
everybody
you,
on
sir.
the chat probably has it
It's a
down.
mouthful. It's a mouthful now.
Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay. If you find one for free and download it, do not send David a message saying that his app sucks. It is not David's app. There are a couple others out there that are, kind of like Flat Earth Society type things to make you turn away from Flat Earth. So it's by Blue Water Bay. It's only $2.99, less than half the price of a warm beer. And you can find all the videos and content that YouTube censors regularly. You'll be able to find all your answers or all your questions answered just by buying this little app. It's a great gift to wake people up. That is the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay.
That's it. That's the one.
Yep. Yeah, that's been awesome. I love it. It really, I need to, I don't know, maybe give it to a few more people. There's some, I have friends now that have heard about what I'm doing and all that back home. And they ask me, like, what is this about and this and that? And I haven't, I've been thinking about a good way to introduce them to it.
Right.
And I was just going to send them some of Dave's interviews, as I think Dave is one of the best interviewers out there for spreading this message, especially because of all his visuals that he has and shows. It really just knocks it right out of the park the way he does it. But I think I'm going to just get a few more versions of the app and send that to him. And just point him to a few videos, a few of his interviews and stuff like that, and say, hey, if you really want to know the truth, you're going to have to go find it yourself. Nobody can tell you the truth, and you know it. You have to go find the truth. I think that's the way I'm going to go about it. Yeah, it's a great tool for waking just about anybody up, unless you're, can't even see the rabbit hole. Then I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Better luck next time.
Indeed.
Well, it's pretty basic, I think. Flat Earth. Once you get your head around the general principles, I mean, it's pretty basic. But it's still getting out there. I heard Curtis Stone today. I was having a listen to him, and he's, I don't agree with everything he says, but he's been a big inspiration for me with, the farming side of things and trying to be, independent living and that sort of thing. But even he brought it up today. So he knows about it, and he's friends with Owen Benjamin as well. So it's a small world.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I just saw. I had made.
He's smart enough. He'll come around eventually, and then he's got a number of subscribers and those sort of things. So it's gonna, when you have certain people like that have a massive influence, start coming on board and bringing it up as a general topic as well.
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
Before we get out of here, which is literally like 2.5 minutes away, I completely had this noted off to the side and just got sidetracked with video games and all the other things that we've talked about. The big penis jump that we kind of joked about, but we didn't discuss. My buddy T-Salt definitely wanted to hear everybody's take on it. Did you guys watch the Bozo bounce the other day or not?
Not me.
No.
Nope.
Really? Y'all didn't spend the 30 seconds it took to watch that happen and laugh your asses in gales of silliness? Oh, my God. We just thought the Branson farce with the bicycle ride and all that was ridiculous. I mean, the dude is Dr. Evil, people. Come on. He's the bald head and he took a kid with him. It's a fucking penis. Come on. Come on. There's a dildo out now that's shaped
It
like
did
it.
look
Y'all
like
know
a
that.
penis and two balls when the thing was taken off, going up. I was like, oh my God, look at it. It has a ball on each side of it.
I
Yeah.
mean, if anybody doesn't understand this is a scripted reality they live in at this fucking point, watching that happen the other day, then there is no hope beyond any hope for that person in any way, shape, or form. My buddy was texting me going, "Are you watching it?" Which I wasn't, because I think we just got through with our show maybe that morning. Yeah, I think we had. That was the day it happened. Yeah. So I popped on and gave it a watch. Shout out. Thank you for letting me know about it, buddy. But yeah, and we might look at some silly videos later this afternoon. Who knows what'll happen? What will happen, Lucas?
I don't know yet. Sorry.
So Lucas doesn't know yet what will happen. That means you get teased this afternoon. All right, guys. There may be something exciting. You never know. Thank you all. Love you all.
Love y'all.
Love you guys. Always a pleasure. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Upwards of 50 people sitting in the chat this morning. It was good to see.
Yes, it was. Some old friends and some new folks. Thank you all. Love you all.
So make sure you guys come hang out with us this evening, right back here on the YouTube channel. We will not be on TFR. TFRs are only Tuesdays and Friday mornings from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Central Time Zone here in the U.S. Friday evenings, however, is Have No Sphere. And we usually run that, say, 5 p.m.-ish to 8 p.m.-ish. We try to keep them under
5:20-ish, 5:30-ish.
Should be pretty good. I think I'm going to throw dinner on before I leave for work this morning and slow roast a bit of pork and have that ready for this evening. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you right back here this evening. Be good, be well. We love you. Bye-bye.